Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video we're going to be doing another update on our Junior Stocks and Shares ISA and the investments that I'm building for my daughter. This is an account I opened last September and we're now into the 8th month of investing. Each month we add in £60 and we also top it up at birthdays and Christmas. All of this money is invested in one simple index fund, and that's the FTSE Global All Cap Index Fund from Vanguard. A fund like this gives you exposure to companies all across the globe at the click of one button. It's a passive and diversified approach which will steadily grow over time. The aim is to build this pot and gift it to my daughter when she turns 18. She can then use this money to give her a bit of a kickstart in life, whether that's for university fees or even a house deposit. By starting early and contributing consistently, my hope is that compounding will do a lot of the heavy lifting. Normally at this point I'd do a bit of a market recap over the past month, but I feel this has been covered quite heavily on YouTube and also in the news, so I'm going to skip past this part on this occasion. In this video specifically, I'll be covering the end of March, all of April and also the start of May. Let's take a look at the numbers and see how badly we've been affected by this whole tariff war. Okay, so diving straight into the portfolio, we can see on this screen that all of our weighting is within that one fund that I mentioned earlier. So this is a global all-cap index fund. I believe there's around 7,000 companies within this particular fund. Really simple approach to investing, which is exactly what we wanted for my daughter. So you might be able to tell straight away we're actually down at the moment. So I believe my last market update was in March time. And I think that's when the Trump tariffs and the tariff wars and you know, the market sentiment really started changing into a bit of a decline. So we'll click over into performance and we'll have a little look here. What I think might be useful is going into the month tab. So we'll start with March. Obviously started March with pretty much bang on £1,200 here. We added in £110, but you can see here we lost around £78, and this is when the market really dropped. I believe the market touched upon sort of market crash territory, almost 20%, but either way it's quite a heavy correction. So that was expected, so we overall kind of took out most of our gains since opening this account. In April, similar story, so you can see here the £60 has gone in. The market has then dropped a little bit further, which has then put us at a £44 loss in this account. But May, things seem to have turned around a little bit, so you can actually see here that we gained £28 back. Granted, we were at minus 44. We've gained almost 30 back, which puts us at just minus £16 or there or thereabouts. So for the 8th month of investing, we've got an ending balance of £1,348, which, you know, my daughter being 8 months old, that's pretty good going. I'm sure, you know, she'd be happy if she really knew about this. But yeah, I think, you know, you might look at this and think, oh, you should have just put this in a cash account. But from my view here, when we started investing, you can see down here, September, October, November, the market had a massive rally all around sort of Donald Trump's coming into office and also around the election. There was a massive market rally. So, you know, month after month, it was great watching this, but if you go back and watch the previous videos, I even mentioned saying this won't last. The market is in a bit of a bubble and I was expecting it to come back down, which is exactly what's happened. This doesn't bother me at all, by the way. Looking at the minus figures and a lot of red on the screen, you might be thinking, is this the best choice for your daughter's funds? But it's a long-term strategy. We started on a high. Yes, the market's come down. What I think is quite interesting though is, yes, the market's come down, but obviously our approach here is to invest £60 on the first of every month, whether the market's high or whether the market's low. That doesn't really matter. We're still buying, so it does mean when the market is coming down, we're buying as it goes down, so we're buying, you know, parts of this index fund at a reduced cost. If I click on this here, and I click, so all these green dots are when we've bought. So you can see the market kind of went right up and then it's come down recently. If I put the last 3 months, again, let me go to the last 6 months. This shows the drop a little bit better. So you can see we were buying December, buying, and then this is when the market's declined. But again, the good thing is that we've been buying on the way down, and you can see each of these green dots. The market has been, you know, lower in value, and we've bought at those points. These little red dots, by the way, that's when part of the investment's been sold. That's just for the platform fees, and really it's pennies. You can see here in March there was a platform fee, and that was 0.33, 33 pence. So it's minor. But yeah, I think this graphic isn't one I've shown before, but it's good to see it when, which points you're buying at. So if we go back into performance and into calculations, this is the one that gives you a quick snapshot. So if you're looking to invest and you don't really want to know about all the analytics and all of that data, this is probably the tab that you'll want to spend most time in. So yeah, we can see of everything we're down basically £15, and again, that doesn't worry me for the points that I've already mentioned. Again, I always cover this tab because I think it's great for anyone new watching this channel and wants to have a little look at what we're investing in. Again, over 7,000 companies, 100% equity, essentially meaning 100% in stocks and companies. And this of our particular investment shows where that money is being split and where it's being invested. Now, I've gone with the one index fund approach, but you could have as many as you wanted. You could have, 20 in there, and of all those 20, they might cover different regions, different markets. This page will then give you that overall view of where is your money and where you sort of weighted in that regard, which I think is great. So yeah, heavy weighting towards North America as to be expected. Top 10 investments, again, Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, taking top spots, and yeah, you can see from there how it drops down as well. So yeah, I hope that gives you a good quick snapshot of the last couple of months. So looking at that portfolio performance there, you can see that not everything is always in the green, and this is all part of investing. It's a good reminder that in the short term, investing can sometimes feel a little bit uncomfortable and a little bit scary. But as you can see from that data, we're already starting to see the market come out of that dip. When we first opened this account, it was in a time of market highs, which was probably not the best time to invest. When you zoom out, you've got to remember that this is an 18-year investment. These early dips are going to look really small over the long period of time. The great thing about pound cost averaging or dollar cost averaging in the US is that as the market's been declining, we've been picking up these shares at a discount. This should benefit us in the long term when the market does fully rebound. It really highlights that consistency is more important over timing. If you've enjoyed this video and you're curious about how I invest my own money, then you may want to subscribe, as I've recently launched a new series covering just that. I've opened a fresh investing account and I'll be talking about what I've been buying, when I've been buying, and the performance on a month-by-month basis. I'll leave the link to this video in the description, so make sure you check that out. And that wraps up this update. If you feel like I've raced through anything or you've got any questions, let me know in the comments section. If you found the video helpful, give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.